So which Beatle do you think got laid the most?
I
Now,
think.
does the cutoff start? Sorry, but does the cutoff start when the first one died?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
is it still going?
Well, no, because
I think there's a cutoff because it's not fair for the ones that died.
Yeah, 30 years, John Lennon could have just been slaying puss. But I think once John Lennon got the, what was her name?
Yoko
Ono. I think that's where he stopped his puss slaying. I don't think he was slaying any more puss after that.
Well, I mean, wasn't he with her until... Yeah.
Right, but they also did like a lot of like nude bed-in kind of a things. Maybe they were freaky. Maybe they were, what's all the hot couples doing these days? Polyamory?
Yeah.
Maybe they were polyamory.
Wait, is that what the hot couples are doing?
That's what that's the hot cups are doing.
Hot cups.
Hot cups. My vote is Paul. I think Paul got the most ass.
Yeah.
I don't know. What if George was so quiet because he had a mouthful of pubes all the time?
Well, no.
Bush.
He was the first one to get married.
Oh,
Yeah.
Damn.
Remember when we watched that documentary?
the anthology.
He got married quick.
Wait, was that a Paul you just did?
He got married quick. He found his woman and he put a ring on it.
His dick?
Probably.
I'm gonna
The
vote.
George Harrison cock ring. Trademark.
I'm gonna vote.
Well, my cock gently weeps.
Doesn't gently weep. It's holding it in. I'm gonna vote Paul.
Yeah.
I think Paul was a lover.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not anymore. I think that he's. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you vote?
Oh, Paul.
Paul?
So we're all saying no one even went to Ringo.
No, he least. Him the least, and then I think it was a. I think George was probably getting it in,
Close second.
until he put a ring on it.
Right.
And maybe he did some form. I don't know. But I think it's Mr. Lennon
Right.
and Paul.
Lennon? John Lennon?
Yeah.
Between the sheets.
I think Paul and John Lennon they probably did some power pyramids,
You think so?
Yeah.
They may have. They may
Yeah.
have gotten some group action. I think our friend Ringo Starr, I think he was the cleanup crew. I think he probably jumped on a lot of grenades.
He got the runoff.
Yeah, I'll play the drums. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll suck your dick.
Yeah. I'm not even on the recordings.
I'm not even on them.
What if he was just so busy getting laid, he just sucked at drumming? He's like tired all the time. Just like,
I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
He's so tired from fucking.
Like, hey, Ringo, why are you so bad at the drums? Well, I've just been slaying pussy for 3 weeks straight. So, sorry, guys.
I haven't had time to practice me chilps.
Anyway.
all right, see you next week.
Yeah, all right, we're done.
Quick
So,
app.
We're going to get these ads out of the way real quick. Boyspodcast.com, a hub of all things boys. There you will find links to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and more. Boys@boyspodcast.com is our email address. I'm skipping right over you guys. I'm sorry. Email us with some feedback. We'll send you some stickers as a way of saying thank you for your time.
Thank you to our sponsors, Anthem Brewing. The noisiest of ads.
Day one radio right here. Just
I went to broadcasting school. Anthem Brewing, anthembrewing.com. Good beers, summertime, great time for perfect light beers. The golden one, the Arjuna, Pilsner. List goes on and on. Grab yourself a tasty Anthem. Fat Bison, fatbison.com, proprietor of Goodwood. As we said before, get your cabin sign made, get your boat sign made. Father's Day is coming up. Say, Happy Father's Day, ingrained in a nice mahogany.
that would be annoying. If I was a dad and I got a wood sign that just said Happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not real big on birthdays. I'm not real big on most holidays besides, Christmas. The
ones that count.
The good one. The real good one, in my opinion. But yeah, just every day you were reminded that it wasn't Father's Day.
Right.
It's a beautiful, extravagant handmade sign by our friend Matt. Fatbison.com.
Yeah.
But you just look at it every day and you're just like, 364 more days.
Until I get something else. A mug. It's right there next to the world's greatest dad.
Yeah. Really, it's a stupid fucking sign to give your dad. Don't give your sign that dad.
Yeah.
You get your sign,
Don't
a father's
give your
sign
that
card,
dad.
and then you get a sign that says world's greatest dad or some shit like that. Or just his last name or the name of his house. That's the thing.
His man cave.
What happened to homes that had names? Have we talked about this?
No.
Because I think it'd be
I don't know.
hella cool.
Maybe we have.
What do you mean, like the Overholser Mansion
Yeah.
or the blah 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 estates?
Yeah.
Like I think about that anytime I do a road trip, and you'll go through rural America, and you'll see a ranch and a giant fence with the name of the ranch over it.
Right.
Like the Lazy S.
Yeah.
There's that one on the way to Dallas. Like the Lazy S. And the
Yeah.
S is on its side.
It's on its side. Like the lazy. When I was a kid, they would always talk about the Lazy Arena, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why do they call it the Lazy E?
Yeah.
Like, oh, because the E
It's tilted.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's just a little lazy.
It's italicized.
Yeah.
I think when I buy a house one day, because that's going to happen, I'm just going to name the house and just like put a sign on my door or just on the house somewhere and just whatever I'm going to name it. Just like, yeah, I'm doing it.
No,
I'm doing
it's got to hang. Your typical sign has to hang from a post, wood, metal, or otherwise, with a little hanging thing. I think of mine more in like the Tolkien-esque, like kind of a hook that
Right.
it hangs from,
Yeah.
and it just dangles from 2 chains.
See, I want a wrought iron fence, all creepy like, and then an archway over my
With
driveway
with the sign.
With the
Yeah.
sign. No, I want it to be like in wrought iron.
Like Tales from the Crypt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What would you call it?
It depends on the house. You can't just go naming things
Yeah,
without
you,
seeing
you
it.
have to see the house.
You got to
Yeah.
feel the house.
visualize
Yeah.
the name. Pick the perfect name for
Yeah.
your house, for your estate, for your manor.
Yeah, I feel like that's why kids have shitty names because their parents name them before they see them. It's like that should have been
You
Derek.
should really ask. You should really ask the child
No.
what they prefer.
No, you get a name because your mom busted your ass out of her body. Now she
Gets to name you.
gets to put a name on your ugly ass.
Think about that. Though. That's so
Like-
fucking weird that we just. My name is Josh because my parents decided that's my fucking name.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, your parents name their dogs. They
I named my dog. Yeah.
put the work in to buy you. You're not asking your dog what its name is. So your mom held your ass in her fucking body for 9 months, shit you out. Your name is Josh now.
If it was the same for dogs, every dog would be named.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because they're dumb. They don't know how names work.
They don't even know how to talk.
They do how. Yeah,
They know how one name.
Look,
they know how
I
one
don't-
name works.
Theirs.
Their own.
Their own name.
Yeah, that's it.
And you
That's
could.
it.
And you. It doesn't. It couldn't. Like okay, both my dogs have actual people's names, Nate and Charlie.
Yeah.
But I could have named either of them Shitbag or Cum Stain, and they would still Cum Stain. Hey, no,
Yeah.
no, and they would still react
still
as
show
if I
up.
said an actual name.
What if that's how you know how like when if you adopt a dog and the dog's name is Sprinkle or something dumb like that, and then you buy that dog and then you call that dog something reasonable like I don't know
Carl.
Carl the dog.
Steve
Eventually,
the dog.
eventually that dog who's been called Sparkle and then you call it Carl, it's like that's not my fucking name, dude. But then over the course of like a month, it's like, oh, I guess that's my name.
That rings a bell.
Yeah.
Fine. He's been saying that a lot. I guess I should start coming to him when he says that.
What if that's how like people worked? You meet a person and they're like, "Hey, my name's Josh," and it's like, "No, I'm gonna call you Dave." But then you get to do it to me,
Yeah.
and then it's weird. Anyway, Boys Podcast is available on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Rate, review, subscribe.
Lastly, thank you for the donations, the feedback, the sharing, the liking, all that digital validation
Yeah.
that we've come to crave.
Digital validation.
Just crave, man.
them lights.
Gotta crave it. I crave it. I crave it. We all crave it.
Yeah.
Give somebody something to crave.
Yeah.
Like us. Share it. Most importantly, word of mouth. Tell a friend. If you're into this 107th episode,
Yeah.
if you're in this far, you know what we're about. Just tell a friend. Talk shit on us. Say, have you heard this Boys podcast?
You gotta listen to it. It sucks.
Yeah.
A couple of dweebs and a dork. Just every week, just relentlessly putting out garbage.
Yeah.
Boyspodcast.com. Tell a friend. I think we're ready to go.
I think
got a
we
lot
are.
to talk about.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get this party started.
Boys episode 107. Hi guys.
Hello.
Man, I am back from the road again.
You're back from the road again. That's not a song.
It is now.
On the road again.
But you're
back
coming back.
home.
Yeah, that's
Coming back from the road
the
again.
reprise of
Just can't wait to be coming back from the road again.
Just can't wait to sleep in my own bed again.
Dude, I love shoehorning.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than catching a shoehorn in a lyric, like in a song. You hear, we're all musically involved.
Right.
Are, will be. We sense that. There's certain things about music that you can only really sense if you like have written a song or you know how to play a guitar. You might hear a certain guitar part or a drum fill or something. The shoehorn lyric, is like anytime I hear one, it's like. The alarm goes off. I'm like,
because it's like the song's in like a certain like meter or like beat, and then you hear like the vocal melody go, whoa, hey, what are you doing? Because you're trying to like sing along to the melody in your head, and then it's like it's always just like either one beat off,
one beat off,
and one beat off. No,
do you think they ever shoehorn and rap?
Oh, all the time. Isn't that's all rap is? It's just shoehorning.
No. I think though that's what mumble rap is.
Shoehorning?
They got a beat, and then they're like, we're just going to put lyrics in here, but we don't really know.
If they fit.
Yeah, we're gonna take a bunch of zany babies and then like hop on the track and just
Which sounds like a great plan. Hey, I'm going to cut this fly track.
Yeah.
This dope jam. I'm going to spit lukewarm water.
Yeah.
Let's get Xanaxed out.
Yeah.
And smoke a bunch of weed.
A whole lot.
Maybe some Hennessy, maybe some malt liquor, maybe some beers.
Mix it up.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to...
Okay, so do you think mumble rappers...
That was good. Dude,
Thanks.
Are you signed? What's your SoundCloud?
Boys. It's a boys podcast, actually.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Do you think zany rappers, mumble rappers, do you think they write the words out or do they just freeform it? Because it sounds pretty improvised because it's shitty.
Yeah.
Again, with the shoehorning.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. That's a good question. I think there's probably... I would imagine in most cases there's some stream of consciousness going on.
Yeah.
Like they're feeling it. I mean,
as much as you can have on like a whole bottle of Hennessy.
I mean, have you ever taken like a bunch of those pills or like more than as prescribed?
Sure. I mean, I've smoked enough weed to think that, you know what we should do? We should just go in a studio right now and just make something up and record it.
I miss those days.
That's the best. I miss that.
Yeah, but would you put it out? Have you ever gone back and re-listened to it and go like, to me that sounds cool?
Well, I feel like there's a difference. I feel like there's a difference between just smoking a lot of weed and recording.
Right.
And then doing a fuck ton of Xanax and recording. Because like when you're on Xanax, you're like hit the record button just like and then you like
hopefully you hit it,
and then you're falling asleep, and as you do, and then like someone's like fire,
loop it,
fire, loop it, 100, bruh, do it again,
dude. I'm sure this has been a joke already.
Sure,
but let it be known that I have not heard this anywhere.
Yeah,
but we should make a Xan rapper.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is there's no lyrics because he's asleep the whole time. Like you just hear him like fart every now and then or like snort.
Or he'll say something like talking to sleep like...
Do you talk in your sleep?
I've heard I do sometimes.
Are you a sleep talker?
I don't think so.
Man.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
I've had... Diana told me that once before. It's like, you said something in your sleep, or she's like, did you mean to say that? I'm like, I don't remember saying that at all. And it kind of scared me a little bit, like, what the fuck else? Like you said that you've had like Ambien sleeping things, or you'll wake up and the next day be like, I did something in my kitchen, I don't remember doing it.
Yeah, I've had a few meals. I've never driven.
Yeah, I've heard stories like that too. Like that's fucking frightening.
With the Ambien, here's the thing. With the Ambien
rappers.
Dude, that's it. That's the next one.
Ambien rappers? Dude. I'm going to take a handful of Ambien. You're going to have this. You're going to be wide awake.
I've got my name.
When I walk in the studio, you hit record.
I've got my name.
What is it?
Lil Z's.
Man, I was going to die. That's what I was thinking.
You be Big Z. I'll be Lil Z.
I don't like that.
Because,
you can be
Hold
Lil
on.
Z.
And I'll be the Sandman. I'm just the guy that does the...
Yeah.
Whatever they do. Which is weird. Okay. I'm not trying to be like old, out of touch white guy because there
can
is...
Can I be REMC?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Ooh, we need a girl rapper who could be the Tooth Fairy.
Ooh.
I like it.
What's up?
Because she gives like a bad blowjob. Huh?
Yeah.
That's her angle.
Oh, dang it.
Okay. Or that could be you or either of you. That's fine. I'm gender neutral.
Man, I really want to give blowjobs.
but I want to suck the dick.
JK.
Isolate. Don't isolate me. Isolate it and put it on Craigslist.
You
for all I care.
last time.
Okay, so the whole Ambien thing. You have the thing with Ambien. The reason I haven't ever driven a car or, I mean, we've talked about it before. I've made some purchases,
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I've talked. I've said some weird things.
Made racist tweets a la Roseanne.
Oh well, that's all. I do that all day.
That's
just
all your
so
tweets.
happened.
That's all your tweets.
So a couple weeks ago, I'm hanging out with the old lady, Kate and I, spending the night together like adults.
Right.
We had sex.
Oh,
I know, guys.
Before
I know.
marriage?
Dude.
Damn.
Just that once. But I took an Ambien, and I guess apparently, have I told this story before?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I had a conversation with her as I was entering the Twilight Zone.
So, yeah.
And apparently, the next morning I wake up and she's like, "Hey, you talked about, and you were very serious and very like, I'm trying to think of the right word, convincing that you wanted one dreadlock, like a baby dread, like
Like a Jedi.
like an Obi-Wan,
Yeah.
Like a Padawan.
My hair's getting long. Like I think one little baby dread in the back would look cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. But apparently she was like, you were being serious. I believe I was quoted as saying, "Let me be who I am."
Wow. So you like, and maybe that's the real you, man.
I'm
Like,
getting there.
you won the one dreadlock?
One dreadlock. I'm thinking about it, man. I mean, no, I'm not gonna like do one, but you know, sometimes I wash my hair, and I can feel one in the back, and I'm like, maybe I'll just let that joker go.
Yeah. I mean, your hair's long enough.
Let's see what happens.
You got to do something to it, though, or it's going to mat.
Yeah, you'll get a Wayne Wedge one dreadlock, and you don't want that.
like a cartoon dog ear,
Yeah.
like a Snoopy ear, a
flop.
beaver
Yeah.
paddle.
It was a beaver paddle.
I love you, Wayne.
I'm glad you got rid of that paddle, bro.
I thought his hair was cool. He had like is it the Twi'leks?
What?
Twi'lek from Star Wars?
Oh, yeah.
He had that.
Oh, that's disgusting. I don't know who you are, but you
hair.
had gross hair.
I think dreads are cool. All right,
No, for sure.
Isolate it. All right.
Yeah.
I think dreads are cool. I don't care about the race. I don't care about the connotation. I don't care about the backstory.
Well, Yeah.
I
The
just think they
backstory
look
goes way
cool.
back to like ancient Greek times. Like it goes way, way, way back. It's not just a black thing. It's not a white thing. It's a people thing. You didn't wash your hair dreaded up, and that's just what it was.
Yeah, that's kind of like how it happens.
I'm going to go on the record here. I think girls with dreads are hot.
Oh yeah.
I think dudes with dreads are hot. Like
Yeah.
if they're good.
Right.
I'm not talking beaver
Like
flat.
Ross
Right.
Trent, like that.
Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of the guy from Counting Crows.
Yeah.
Perfect example. Beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Got that goatee
When Fat
rocking.
Mike used to have dreads, that looked cool as fuck. That's when I first thought that picture in Hit Parader a long time ago. I was like, I want fucking dreads because that looks cool.
With the milk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I had that on my wall as a kid.
Me as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I think they're cool.
Yeah.
If I had the hair to do it, mark my words, I would have them. But my hair is just way too thin and fine.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna happen.
Hair's too damn pretty. Too pretty for dreads.
Ain't pretty. Ain't pretty.
I
But
like it.
I think dreadlocks are cool. I've always thought like a girl with dreadlocks is like sexy.
Okay.
Call them dread mama.
Dread mama.
Dread mama.
Yeah. What's up, dread mama? I don't say that out loud.
I
say
feel
that
like they're
in my
usually
head.
wearing like some sort of a tank top, kind of cropped at the belly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a dread mama is either a girl with dreads or something from Hellraiser.
Or a woman with a Judge Dredd back piece.
Yeah.
That would be hot.
Dread mama.
Yeah.
I don't know that would be hot. I just know that
I
it
am
would
the
be
law
a...
in Old English.
Would you? I mean, you have curly hair.
Uh-huh.
Ever thought about it?
I've had a few before, yeah.
Like 3?
No, I had
Like a jester hat sticking out?
Triceratops. Fuck you. No, I had them in the back here underneath my hair, so it's like I had just like big.
I'm picturing like for some reason like a Viking warrior, like you have like
Like you
dirt
bun
on
it.
your face.
Yeah, no, that's what it was. No,
Tight.
I had those few dreads, and then I stopped showering, and then covered myself with mud, and then I fought people with axes.
Yeah.
Dope.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably
Got
super
me through high school.
super interesting to talk about. Just 3 dads talking about dreads.
Mm-hmm.
Dad dreads.
Well, what else are we gonna
Dreading
talk
with
about?
daddy.
Yeah, dreading with daddy. That
could go one of two ways.
Yeah.
It could go a lot of more
I
than
feel
2
like
ways.
the way that we talk is gonna go the other way. So yeah.
So you said you were back on the road again, back off the road again, back off the plane again.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a very short trip. It was like you might as well have just taxied on that plane.
Well, I got to tell you something. I'm really, really thankful. I get to travel
Sure.
for work, and it's work. It's work. It's effort, and it's time, and it's all that kind of stuff. But I'm super thankful for it because, as we've established on the show before, I'm not really a traveler.
Yeah.
Like I'm you know what? I'm right at home, my own backyard.
Right.
Like I'm just good to go. Just give me a ice cold pack of Anthems because they come in packs.
They do.
Yeah.
They come in.
And I'll just hang out on the back porch, whittle a piece of wood, read a book, play guitar.
Put a little music on the old Bluetooth speaker.
Dude. Yeah. Fuck travel. I got Bluetooth. I'm good. I can go anywhere without
Such
a
a
wire.
millennial.
Look, I got Google Maps that I can go into street mode on. I can travel anywhere I want from the comfort of my home.
Hell, they've done so many. Have you seen this thing where you can go to any museum in the world on the internet and you can see all the
In VR.
Why would I go to the Louvre? I got Google, bro.
Wow. I think it would still be boring as fuck at my own house. I feel like when you're traveling and you go to one museum, you're good.
Can you? Okay, so
Don't go to
or
fucking-
none.
Or none.
Dilly,
the best one
will you
is...
back me up here?
What's up?
Museums are fucking lame.
So lame.
I'm sorry. I went to this period where I wanted to be that cultured, artistic person. You go to a museum, you're like, yeah, it's paintings.
Yeah.
They're great. Cool.
You know,
how much we paid? How much to get in here?
yeah.
Cool.
It's funny. I feel like any museum you go to out of Oklahoma, there's always the Native American section in their museum.
Right.
And you walk through it, and I'm like, I've seen all of this shit already.
Yeah.
You know, like,
We're spoiled here with
Yeah.
the
Look at these
native
arrowheads that
Yeah.
somebody. Cool. I
yeah.
dug those up when I was like,
Or
five.
we used to buy those like 10 for $1, right? You know?
Yeah.
Like
And I'm definitely not like knocking like Native American art, but I've fucking seen
stroke.
it. Like I've seen it. Like when I went to
Seen it.
Yeah, when I went to Colorado and like I was with someone and we went to museums and they wanted to go to all of the Native American parts of the museum. I'm like, we could just go home.
Our state's name is literally. We are a gigantic Native American museum.
Mhm.
I hate modern art museums. Those are the worst.
I like those better. Yeah.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
A cube on the ground that's like, that's a piece of art. I don't know. Anywho, how was your trip? Speaking of modern art and being cool, how was California?
it was really cool. So yeah, we flew out of Oklahoma at like 5 a.m. on a Monday, and we came back
Yikes.
at midnight on Tuesday.
God, that's okay. So when you're buying, if you're going to travel on like a vacation, those are the two flights you would not fucking pick,
Dude,
because it's for work. You need to take all the daylight hours you can use for work.
Yep.
However, dude, flying back at midnight.
we were sitting on the okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. We were sitting on the
Another song
tarmac
title.
when we flew back into Oklahoma. We landed, and apparently there was a departure in the only gate that was open that late at night on a Tuesday night.
In Oklahoma?
Yeah.
A departure at midnight.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Oh,
rare.
I believe they call that a red eye.
Yeah, I don't get too many of those in Oklahoma.
So we land
Unless you got some
safely.
poo-poo in there.
It was a wonderful pink eye.
Yeah.
Brown
That's not a
pink
red
eye.
eye. That's not red eye. Pink eye.
I like red eye. That's when it's severe.
Right.
It's like pulsing.
That's when you like
oozing.
When your pink eye has
Yo, don't come at me with this pink eye bullshit. Come at me when you got red eye, okay? Then we
Dude.
can talk.
Fuck you. I had gray eye.
That's just your eye's gone. That's just your
crossed
blind.
over.
Just a charcoal brick. Last Memorial Day's charcoal brick. Just,
Someone literally put their fucking asshole on your eye and farted. That's how you get gray eye.
so yeah, we land and we had to sit on the tarmac and wait for the boarding to end. And dude, after we landed, we were sitting in that plane for probably 30 minutes.
Oh, fuck that. Nice.
And it was like well after midnight. I was tired. I was worn out. I was just ready to be home because we had to get up and go to work the next morning.
You're sitting. Were you sitting there with the lights on? So,
Yeah.
and that's that thing where you're saying, like, I could get off this plane right now.
It's like
you're on the ground.
Dude, just let me like scuttle down the wing and just do a little hop off.
Yeah.
I think they should just like open that fucking door and just wheel that blue fucking staircase over and let's just get off of this motherfucker.
Got some hop-ons.
Dude, for sure. Have you ever been on a plane that's so small that you literally walk up to the plane
Yes.
from the ground? Fuck those planes.
I used to fly back and forth from Austin to Oklahoma City quite a bit.
Really?
And puddle jumper, I believe is what they call it. Yeah. Like one person on each side of the row.
Yeah.
That's it. Or maybe a 1 and a 2, but like a 1 and a 1.
Yeah.
And you can feel those motherfuckers just shake.
Oh, yeah.
Rattle.
It's like riding an
And
old wooden
roll.
roller coaster. Yeah.
It's crazy.
For like an hour. And it's just like, okay. Because it's not like you never get like a chance to like on those little shitter flights of like, I'm going to read a magazine or do something. It's like, the whole time it's like, this could go down at any fucking minute.
You're being, you're like a slingshot. Just, It's like, all right, we're gonna point you this direction. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
If you hit any turbulence, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Right.
Now on the way back, it was a direct flight, so it was a bigger plane.
Yeah.
It was pretty full.
Right.
But on the way there, we had a layover in Denver, and when I mean layover, we like got off the plane, peed, walked to the other plane, and got on. So it wasn't that bad.
Right.
Was it in another terminal?
Yeah, we did have to go across.
Tram it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the way there, the first flight, I had a farter. I sat next to a farter. Okay, so he was either a farter or he was just a older gentleman that needed to bathe because it smelled like butt.
Okay, but was it constant or was it? Did you catch the smell?
I caught the smell at first, but then it was pretty constant, but it would go away and come back. So I think he was gassing, dude.
I think he was gassing you.
Who farts in an airplane, man?
Someone
monsters?
who should been someone who deserves to be thrown off an airplane.
It was terrible.
Yeah, all these videos of like,
Dude.
people getting like picked up and dragged off of airplanes for shit.
Yeah.
Like, if you're caught farting on an airplane, Delta should beat the shit out of you and throw you out the window.
Everyone on the plane gets to hit you in the face once.
Like airplane, and just like people get to smack
because
you.
it's like, dude, here's the thing. You shouldn't. Okay, shit your pants in front of people, whatever. If you want to be a goddamn monster, fine. But like, if you're in a room with someone, like, okay, we're in a room. We're in a small room. There's 3 of us. If I farted right now, I would be egg on my face. You know, I'm an asshole.
Right.
When you take that and you put it on a plane with like 50 other people
and recycled air.
A pressurized cabin.
No one wants to be there. No one wants to be there because they're sitting with fucking a person that should, you know, it's all bad. And then you're gonna fart on the plane like you fucking own the goddamn thing.
More than once.
More than once.
Several times.
If you let one slide out of your loose old man asshole, that's fine. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I'll
give
let
you
that go. But multiple
That's
times,
cool.
that's like, you should have pulled up your phone and started filming it.
Yeah.
And then being like, hey, asshole. And then get everyone on your side. And then they'll kick that poor old, I'm assuming, chubby,
No, little old man.
just a little old man.
Yeah.
Age probably 70s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say.
Hey, old man, get your stinky ass off my plane.
Yeah. Be
Dude,
cool.
I'm just imagining like an action movie, and it's like, this summer, you thought you were going on vacation.
And it's like the family going, hey, kids, we're going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Yay.
But then there's like a dude on there that's like, it's like The Rock, and he like turns around and gives the people's eyebrow, but he like, because he smelled a fart, and he stands up and he's like, who fucking farted?
No, The Rock is going on vacation with his family. He's got his Hawaiian shirt on, and he smells The Rock's cooking, and somebody farted, and he's the air marshal. He's an off-duty cop, but he's the air marshal, so his family gets to fly for free.
Right.
Going on vacation. And then now he's just, instead of like finding out who's the terrorist on the plane, he's got to track down, and it's called Who Farted.
Yeah,
The
dude.
movie's
And
called Who Farted.
He's like shaking people down.
Who farted?
And it's like serious. He's like, I'm changing this once and for all.
Yeah.
You're going down.
Dude, you know what the sequel of that movie is? Who Farted? Number 2.
Oh,
I like where you're going.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's,
all right.
Who shit they pants?
Oh, man. So,
yeah, and somebody shit themselves on the flight.
I had a farter on the first flight.
Cool.
Okay, so we get our layover, our 5-minute layover, and then we go to the second flight. And so my coworker is sitting several rows in front of me on this one, so I'm by myself back here with a couple of random people.
Right.
I look to my left, right across the aisle, and there's a boy. He's probably 6, 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
We got a puker.
What?
Dude, I'm not talking puking in a bag.
Who farted number 3?
I'm talking
Ralph.
He projectile vomited all over the back of the seat and onto the floor. Dude, I smelled the acidity of his puke for an hour and a half.
He didn't even have the courtesy to grab the fucking bag?
He's 6, right?
Dude, he
Grab
was
the
old enough
bag.
to grab a bag.
What's his family?
Yeah.
Was his
He was sitting right next to his dad.
What does dad do?
Ignored it.
Fucking
Shitty dad.
Fuck you.
Just a shitty dad.
Fuck you. Your kid should be taken from you.
Grab your phone, film that shit. Hey, get your fucking kid off of this plane.
Dude.
I'm a Delta Prestige member or whatever the fuck you call it.
No, I was sitting economy. But this kid, I felt terrible.
course.
He was green, dude. You've heard people like, oh, you turned green. I've never seen somebody literally turn green. This dude was like teal.
Was it from the splashback though?
Paint
It
his
was
face.
disgusting.
That
And,
is a bummer.
and here's the kicker.
Yeah.
Here's the real kicker. Not only did I have to hear him puke,
Yeah.
smell him puke,
Yeah.
and see him puke.
You got splattered?
Oh.
Were you in the splash zone?
Oh,
Gallagher
dude,
style?
I'd have been out. Like,
I had to brush off my Yeezys. I was like, no.
Like, nope.
no.
No, not only that, but all of the flight attendants had to tend to this, and they're like sprinkling cat litter on it and scooping it up, and they had surgeon masks on. They didn't serve any drinks
Because of that?
No, not a water. Not a water was shared.
But because of Pukey Kid?
Yeah, they can't. The pilot was like, "We're gonna have to suspend the in-flight whatever it's called because the airline or the whatever they're called now are dealing with the problem." Well, I don't know why he's Richard Nixon all of a sudden, but yeah. So yeah, dude, I'm parched and just smelling puke for an hour.
Okay, did all the alcoholic supply go, fuck?
There were some shaky hands
Yeah,
going.
I cannot fly
Guys.
unless I'm wasted. What the fuck is this?
I needed a gin and tonic. And when I said A, I need 6.
How many can I throw down my gullet in 45 minutes of this flight?
Fuck
But anyways, other than that, man, trip was awesome.
Nice.
Stayed in what was the place called?
Echo Park?
Echo Park. Thank you. Yeah, and cool area.
I love that neighborhood.
Loved it. Had a great place to stay. Got our work done. Ate some decent food. Came back. It was great. I had a song in my head the whole time. Aaron and I were driving around
A little make 'em up?
in the rental car. No. It was that song I sent you both today.
Right.
That I do this every time, man. I hear a new song.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be like, you hear that shoehorning or you hear like a certain drum fill or a bass line or something. And you perk up. And this song, Aaron was playing on a playlist. And I was like, oh, it's a real toe tapper. I like that.
I like that.
And so I said, hey, man, what's the name of that song? Because he was playing it off his aux cord.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me. And so I put a note in my phone. And I listened to it later that day after I got my prescription.
Mm-hmm.
And
Were you in a rental car? Or were you in like an Uber or something?
a rental car.
Okay.
Yeah. And walking around Echo Park, going to get a coffee, maybe a little bite to eat, killing a little time before the shoot. And I was by myself because Aaron went to go run some errands, and I went on mine.
Aaron's.
I went on my merry way, and I had my headphones on, and I was just taking it in. 75 degrees,
Beautiful.
sunny,
Yeah.
slight breeze.
Ooh.
That
No-
old man's fart and that kid's vomit are in your rear view mirror.
That's right. My nostrils are clear.
Nice.
And I'm walking around listening to this song on repeat because it was just the perfect song for kind of being by yourself and just,
Yeah,
taking it.
it's a good Echo Park song.
Dude, totally. I felt it, man. I felt the vibe. And the song is the Kurt Vile and Courtney Barnett duet
Mm-hmm.
called Over Everything.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm late to the party. I think this album's been out for a while, but I listened to the whole album and it's great. But that song was just fuck, I'm so glad
Yeah.
I was introduced to this
Real
song.
Jan.
And I had this series of moments to this music and this environment and had a great time.
Yeah.
On the way back, I started watching Wild Wild Country on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I was hoping you were going to say Wild Wild West.
Yes. This movie called Wild Wild West.
Pretty late farted on the stagecoach.
I think I'm late to this party, but Wild Wild West. You ever seen it?
Have you heard of this Wild Wild Country?
Dude,
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Have you watched it?
Wild Wild Country? Yes.
Intense.
Yeah.
But also very vague in certain things.
Well, I mean, they're not going to... I found it insane that this all happened at a time when I was a young boy, and I never saw any of this on the news.
Well, you were like 1. I'll give you a pass. Like, you weren't reading the news.
What year did it come? I thought it
was like 82 to 84.
Okay, that's true. I wasn't. But you would think they would have talked about it on the news.
Totally, dude.
Long after that happened. Like, hey, remember 6 years ago when these crazy fuckers went to this small town and decided to build their own city?
So it was like a cult. They kept saying the word cult. I'm thinking more of a commune.
Yeah. It wasn't even really religious. It was more of like it was a weird thing.
Started by this guy named Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh, and he moved it to America into this very desolate part. Was it Oregon?
Yeah.
Very desolate, not desolate, but uninhabited area,
super small town.
Yeah, but lots of like rolling country out there, and they like I won't like tell you the whole thing, but basically it's the story of their rise, and then the local people fighting them, and all this crazy shit that happens, and all this falling out.
Yeah.
But dude, I got sucked into it. I watched 4 episodes of it. It's a 6-part docu-series.
Right.
Definitely recommend it. Again, late to the party, I'm sure, but man, it was intense, and it got me to thinking. Could I join a cult?
I was going to say that same thing.
Dude, yes. We're going to have this.
Now, super easy. Well, if you think about for the time, is that what you're going to say? Like,
go for it.
The cults cults, I guess, have always been around.
Yes.
But they gained a lot of following, I guess, in like the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s. But I think the heyday was probably in the 70s, late 70s. Mm-hmm. It kind of bled over. And there's some in the 90s, too, with the Hail Bop and all that shit. And, you see that. I remember as a kid when the Hail Bop thing happened, my thought was, who the fuck would do that? It's kind of...
Well, dude, the reason why it was so big in the 70s is because...
Acid?
Well,
drugs?
Sort of. So it really has to do with like the
Ambien
hippie movement.
Right.
And so since the hippie movement was all just kind of a big sham... everyone's like, oh, peace and love, blah, blah, blah. Really, it's just like everyone's getting hooked on acid and heroin and shit, and people are dying and like leaving their family and everything, and they've got nowhere to go. And so they're trying to find like the youths that have been just like left behind from the hippie movement.
Right.
I mean, they've got nowhere else to go. And so a lot of these cults start out religious, and they're like, hey, man, heard that you've got no money, no food, no family, and you're addicted to drugs. Like, how about this? Jesus loves you. We got Sammy's back at the house. Right. You want to come hang out with us, and like, we'll give you a place to sleep. We'll give you food, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, of course. Yeah, I'd rather do that than have a heroin needle in my arm, like on the side of the street begging for money.
Yeah.
So it's really easy for them to like, believe in like Jesus at first. They're like, yeah, we're talking about Jesus.
Or whatever, you get indoctrinated into it. Like especially when someone they basically parented you.
Yeah.
And now you feel maybe some sort of an obligation to it. But then the way they speak, like the Bhagwan, like hardly spoke. The lady spoke through him pretty much. Yeah. And she was a militant. She was kind of hot too.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
No, here's one takeaway from Wild Wild Country, which it's funny, Dylan, because you said this. That's exactly what happened. Like they had this following, but then they opened it up to like homeless people to like get numbers.
Yeah.
And it was
because they need people to vote people in. It's crazy.
Well, yeah.
Super dope documentary.
I'm totally gonna go see it.
Yeah.
It's gonna go see it.
I'm gonna go to my bedroom
and I'm gonna go
I'm gonna
watch
go to the movie theater and buy a ticket to Netflix.
I'm gonna go on vacation to my bedroom.
Yeah.
Watch it, go to sleep.
Take some Ambien.
Definitely check it out, dude. It's pretty captivating, and it's shot and made really well. I mean, there was a lot of there's cool stuff in it. But okay, so I don't mean this to sound egotistical. So I got to thinking about this. Could I join a cult? And I was like, totally could. Then I got to thinking, as I'm inhaling farts, puke.
Could you start a cult?
Could I lead a cult?
Yeah, dude.
And part of me, I was daydreaming about this, right? And after watching this or in the midst of watching this documentary,
we're gonna get on a list for this. Dude, I'm fucking stoked though. Let's do it all the way.
Let's start a cult.
No. Get on a list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think I could do that now,
Mm-hmm.
but I think if I was born maybe 20, 30 years ago,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I can see it. I'm always very fascinated by cult mentality, and in a way, I think we live in a cult personality. We do live in a cult. What American capitalism is, what we live in, is kind of a cult. We're not like fucking each other and like doing drugs and shit.
But we are, though, man.
But we are. But what we're doing is it's a cult of consumerism. We're all buying these things. We're all worshiping the dollar and chasing this fucking fake dream. Our comment that's coming to take us to another plane of existence is not real. It's just this monetary thing.
Well, let me ask you this. And I'm not trying to be edgy, but honestly, like an honest question I have is, I mean, is Christianity a cult?
Fuck yes.
Is Catholicism a cult?
For sure. Catholicism is more of, I mean, Christianity,
Mormonism?
Catholicism is Christianity. Mormonism is 100% a cult because you're believing in a dude. A dude said, hey, I found these things, but I'm the only one who can read them. I found these plates and the wood. I can only read them.
Dude, you were on Ambien and you were doing dishes at 2 a.m.
Yep.
You didn't find plates.
The thing, like, pointing out a cult, it's like, is there one guy who runs it? Is there a small group that runs it? Because if there's a small group that runs it, there's still one guy that runs it.
But that's Christianity, right? There's one guy, one dude that runs Christianity.
It's like a lot of cults are like, when you go back and look at like Jonestown and like Children of God and stuff like that, there's one guy and he's like, hey guys, like, we all believe in God, right? And everyone's like, oh yeah, so cool. He was like, well, he's talking to me and he's telling me we should do this. And people are like, oh, cool. Well, he was talking to you and you're telling us what to do. It's God speaking to you.
You're channeling, yeah.
But then there's always that little flippy flop where he's just like,
hey, by the way, I fuck kids.
Yeah. That's the thing though. It's like, man, with Children of God, that's what it was. It was just like, hey, so we're talking about God. God's cool and everything, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, cool. And then like later on down the road, he was like, you know what? Fuck God because he did all this shit and let all this shit happen to you guys. And they're like, you know what? Yeah, fuck that. And then essentially
he becomes the God.
He became the God and he had this really, I mean, he was sexually like fucked up because he like wanted to fuck his kids. And so he made it to where in the religion, it was okay for you to have sex with family members and you had to have sex with certain family members because he made a list for who had to fuck who. And sometimes it was mommy fucking their little kid, which made it okay for him to fuck his kids. And it's like this whole, he built a cult just so, and maybe not just so he could like fuck his family. And he did it all the time.
I'm sure there were other things involved, but on his list, top 3, why do I want to start a cult? Number 1, well, people will love me. 2, I kind of want to fuck my kids, and that's how it is. Those 2 things, and that's it.
Bang bang.
And that's about it. That about sums it up.
Number 3, can make some money.
Oh yeah,
make some coin.
So much money.
That's all these cults are. It's either you get, because it always starts with people follow me. You get that feeling of people worship me in a way, and then you start going a little bit further along and seeing how far you can take it.
Yeah,
and you go, I wonder if I can fuck these people.
Yeah.
And you start fucking them. And then you go, great, now I'm fucking them. I wonder if I can get them to kill people for me.
Yeah.
And then they do that. They arm themselves. Now you're a fucking militia-esque cult.
Well, the best cults, and cults aren't good, are not it's not can I get them to kill for me, it's can I get them to die for me.
Yeah, Om Shinrikyo.
Well,
they'll Jonestown and stuff like
they'll
that.
They'll die first.
Yeah.
But then, like, okay, if I'm willing to die, I guess I'm willing to kill.
Yeah.
Right.
If it's for the cause, the greater good.
If it's with Jonestown, it was like, well, these people are going to come attack us and they're going to kill us. And Jonestown had a fucking militia. They had guns.
Yeah.
And he knew that they would die for them, for him. I mean, he did that. He did that Kool-Aid test thing
Yeah.
way more than once. He did it a lot. He did it constantly just so he could see
Who's faithful.
who is faithful.
Yeah.
And then when people weren't, everyone else in Jonestown would berate those people. It's just like, I can't believe you would do this. Like, like if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be in this beautiful, quote unquote, beautiful, in actuality, terrible situation.
Right.
Did
But
you
they were all
see?
brainwashed.
Did you ever see photos of David Koresh? He was a avid guitar player,
Oh, yeah.
and there's a photo of him somewhere on the internet, and he's standing in front of like Marshall stacks.
Yeah, dude.
And he's got all of his guitars out, and they're all like BC Rich,
Yeah.
pointy guitars and super strats with like women airbrushed on them, like super 80s, Skid Row, Motley
Yeah.
Crue style.
Gross.
And he's got, he might be rocking a mullet in it. He might not be. Maybe some like Jim Jones sunglasses or
Yeah.
something. But I'm like, what a badass.
Yeah.
He's like, how do I get the money for that BC
Gear.
Rich with the woman in a thong and
How
lingerie?
do I get the money for that Marshall stack that I want? Full stack. He had like Marshall stack. He had like drum kit.
Yeah.
A full band set with lighting
Yeah.
gear and all that
Yeah.
shit. Like, I think he just wanted to be in a band and he couldn't find anyone to play with him. He's like, well, I want the adoration. I want the fans. How do I get the fans?
But he just sucks at guitar.
Really? No, I want to see him like trying to play Sweet Child Wine and like just plucking out fucking Guitar Hero style.
Well, David Koresh, I've been listening to a lot of stuff about cults, so sometimes I get them mixed up. David Koresh, he was in Children of God. He was tippy top guy. They used music to get people in because it was at the end of the hippie
Rock and
movement.
roll,
What
man.
did people like more than rock and roll?
Right.
Well, it was salvation. That's what they wanted more. And he had he started a band, had some youths that joined really quickly, start a band. So that's why he probably had all of that shit set up. So
And
that
then they went
could
to
go
Waco and started the Davidian compound.
right.
Weird.
Well,
Do you remember that though from when we were kids?
Yeah,
I remember
that. That's just fucking insane.
that rising up in the news and being like, holy shit, this is weird.
And I thought it was close, like Waco, Texas. Like Texas, right across the border.
That's pretty close.
Waco's
That's
pretty
right.
south, but
he was
it's really
he did
close.
the fuck yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
Clarify,
I mean,
please.
David Koresh, he was the Branch Davidians.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Children of God. Sorry for my
Different cult leader. Sorry.
Yeah, my bad, guys.
But even his thing originally wasn't a cult. It was like a church. What it felt to me like was, remember, what did they call them? It was the alternative church where you do your services out of your house. Remember them? That became like a thing.
I do. Yes.
So it's like that. It's all about God, because he knew his fucking Bible like hardcore, and it was church. But then it became kind of militant, and it was about the what was the Turner Diaries?
The Turner Diaries.
Turner Diaries. It was a lot of that. The government's coming to take our guns, all that kind of shit, kind of Nazi-ish kind of a vibes. And then it just kind of built up from there. Then it was like, I'm gonna fuck your kids because God says I should fuck your kids.
not only can I should.
I should.
God said some pretty fucked up things.
And here's the thing. He doesn't have a right to fuck kids.
No.
I don't think that's cool at all, but the ATF shouldn't have burned down the building either. That's all I'm going to say.
There's a lot of conspiracy out there.
It's not a conspiracy. If you get the video, you can see the tanks pulling. The fire is from the cannon of the gun. I'm just saying.
I love it. I love the conspiracy, and I think cults are cool, man.
Yeah.
Most of them. Or the idea of a cult is cool. Now,
Right.
would I like to be worshipped? Yeah.
I think everyone wanted a little bit.
I mean, at least a little bit.
That's
right?
what your Instagram is.
Yeah. Don't we all have a little cult in our pocket at all times?
Yeah. That's what Instagram is.
How many? No, think about it. How many followers do I have?
Oh, yeah. Like me.
Yeah.
Like me.
Follow me. We just talked about that.
Yeah, a like is just that.
It's just validation.
Speaking of, go follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
We need as many likes as
Yeah, we
possible.
need
Join the
all of
cult
them.
of boys.
Yeah.
We got to think of a better name, though.
I know, right?
Which I always
That
thought.
sounds fucking creepy.
The cult of boys.
That sounds like.
Okay, so here it is. It's on a Fat Bison sign. The Cult of Boys. And there's like a banner and it says, but we don't fuck kids.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Matt,
No,
please, please,
but
Matt.
seriously, ... We don't fuck kids.
We do not. N-O-T, all capital. We do not fuck kids.
Miss us on that pedo shit.
I mean,
It'll be good.
I would like to be worshipped.
Yeah.
I would like for everybody to dress the same. I think that's kind of cool.
Well, that's the thing. That's a large part of it is you take it's anonymity. You take away
Someone's
personality.
identity. Yeah.
It's all monochromatic. So the Bagwan thing, it was all red or orange color.
Yeah,
it was
like a
all
red, yeah.
one color. Most of them like all white. Some are all white. Some are all gray. Very monochromatic. So you're part of this. You're united. You are all one. I think Jonestown was all same thing too.
They did.
At least when they did like their little gatherings, it would all be like one set.
Yeah, and the Children of God did that too. They did like they put ash on their forehead and had these like I think it was like a crimson cloaks on and shit.
That's fucking sick.
Hold on,
so
Catholic
cool,
Church,
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all wearing the same colored robes.
Yeah.
What I will say, cults are bad. Cults are bad. Don't let anyone tell you what to think.
I'm going to tell you what to think because now I'm your leader.
Right.
And cults are great.
Yeah, no, they're so bad. They're so bad. Groupthink.
How bad are they?
But
Cults are so bad. They'll fuck your kids.
they look so cool. Anyone in a cult, like they're like robes and shit. Like, dude, I want some of them.
Dude, Jim Jones looked cool as fuck. Those aviator glasses and shit.
Well, he wore those because he was fucking so on speed,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
If anyone saw Jim Jones' eyes, they'd be like, "Ooh, we need to go.
We gotta get the fuck
This
out of
dude-
here."
This dude's fucked." But the thing is, those glasses, they were like super
Mirrored,
reflective.
Yeah.
And so it's like, if you looked into Jim Jones' eyes, you saw yourself, dude.
That was a tactic.
Yeah, you saw
that
your
was actually
fucking
something
self.
that he thought about.
That's why
dude.
cops wear them. That's why cops wear mirrored fucking sunglasses, so you can't see their eyes, and it's fucking taking power, dominance over the situation.
In my cult, there would be standard dress.
What would that be?
Well, let's start from the feet.
Let's start from the feet. Oh, is it
Birkenstocks.
some Birks, dude?
With?
Socks.
Yep.
What color
Birks and
socks?
stocks?
Black socks?
Birks and socks?
Well, okay, there's some thought behind this. The socks have to pop. So if we're doing black Birks, we're going to do like some orange socks, like some dark orange.
Dude, you should have...
Like some 80s body glove socks?
You should have different colored socks for different levels in the group because you're going to need that hierarchy.
shit.
Yeah.
So what color socks are you going to have?
Me?
Yeah.
Mine will be like royal blue. Like,
Okay.
oh, no. Like an avatar teal.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
You know?
then...
That's
so
the high.
then
You're the only one with those socks.
Yeah, only.
You're the only one. And then your group of like 6.
You're deacons.
They get royal blue.
Yeah.
Everyone
a little
else...
different blue.
Yeah. Everyone else under that, orange.
Orange.
Well, you don't want to do that because you're
No.
thunder colors. So.
No. What
No,
you
that's
do-
cool.
no,
That's
no.
cool in my cult.
You do a Scientology thing where you level up.
Yeah.
You have to
Well,
pay.
yeah.
You have to pay a little bit, but
Yeah.
you got to level up. And then when you level up, you all start with basic white. Everyone
That's
starts
good.
out with basic white.
Like karate.
Ooh, no,
like karate.
no. I don't want people walking around my complex, my commune,
Some
in
dirty white socks.
socks.
No, that's the thing.
You have to wear those gray-toed dad white socks.
You know
Yeah.
the master doesn't like white socks, so you want to level up as quick as
Yeah,
possible.
that's a good idea.
Incentive. I like this.
Yeah.
I
And
like
then you go
where
to
this
the
is
black,
going.
Yeah.
and then you go to
Wait, are the black socks going to have those like
Gold
old
toe.
man
Yeah.
sock holder uppers? What were those things called?
sock garters. I've never worn sock. I don't
No.
They're all in movies.
You
Who
see 'em
wears
in-
sock garters?
Not even in movies, dude. You see them in like Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Like you see them in cartoons.
Yeah.
I've never seen those in person.
I've never seen them sold anywhere.
Yeah.
Do they exist?
I don't know. Did socks not have elastic band on them? They may have been pre-elastic.
Just
This is the
No,
pre-elastic time.
pulling up a
Those
couple
are for, like-
garbage bags on your feet.
I think we're just not high class enough to have them.
Sock garters?
If you got, well, no, because if you got like a suit on, you got to look good. You got to keep
Oh,
those socks up.
Oh yeah, dude. There's nothing worse than when you're wearing a suit and you have to like keep pulling your fucking socks up.
Yeah, dude.
those sock garters.
Those shitty socks. Those shitty business socks.
Yeah.
thin socks, dude. You
Yeah.
sweat. You can feel the sweat building up in the bottom of them.
There's nothing worse than
No.
a business sock. I hate it. I hate them.
They're the worst.
So okay,
Okay,
yeah.
so we got the socks
Okay, we got
situation.
the shoes and the socks were
Okay.
covered. Our feet are covered.
Feet are covered.
So moving up.
yeah.
Okay,
Moving on up.
we have two options.
Okay.
Hot outside.
Yeah.
We're wearing some like Bob Weir shorts.
Okay.
All right, we got some
Shorts.
some real ball hangers.
I'm already
Okay,
in.
but
I'm
you gotta
already
go
in.
color. What's the color of your
Jean.
We're going
Denim.
mono.
Denim.
So denim,
Denim,
bro.
Yeah.
Denim on denim.
Denim.
Yeah.
So,
Short
hold on,
shorts.
wait. Ernest. You guys are just the cult of Ernest.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Oh, we are earnest. Yeah, shorties.
No, that's what it is.
Okay.
You spell it the cult of Ernest, spelled EAR, but then you dress like Ernest P. Worrell. But because he's dead, no one can follow him. He's dead.
So if it's cold outside,
Khaki hat.
if it's cold outside, because I'm joining, I'm in. Are we wearing jeans and Birks with sandals?
We're gonna wear joggers. We're gonna wear olive drab joggers. From H&M.
Cool.
They're $24.99.
Right.
Easy to procure.
And we have to pay for that for sure.
You have to buy mine.
Right.
Yeah,
Several.
Exactly. No, he's gonna sell them to you. He's gonna. I mean, for you, they're gonna be like $100, but they cost him at bulk probably like $10.
Yeah.
I'm buying them straight from Bangladesh or wherever.
Yeah, no, I'm still in.
Okay. So, but that requires no belt.
Right.
You know, so that's one less thing you have to have.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want the bulk around the waist.
Plus, we also don't want you to like freak out and like hang yourself with the belt, because we need everyone alive. We need the entire cult alive.
For now,
I tell you.
For now.
If anyone's the martyr, it's you because you're the cult leader.
Of course.
Yeah.
Now moving on up.
Okay.
To the east side.
We're gonna do to the north side.
Okay.
On the North Face, we're gonna wear North Face jackets.
Gross. No, I'm out.
So it's like hippie down bottom, bro up top.
Yeah, dude. What?
No, moving up, you're gonna wear your favorite slightly faded black band t-shirt, preferably with a white single color print on the front.
So your cult's gonna look like everyone from Woodstock all the time.
Yeah.
Well,
Is there nothing worse than
99? Woodstock 99.
Woodstock 99.
There's nothing worse than a faded black band t-shirt.
No, I love it.
No, those
It's
are
the
they're
best.
comfy.
When they're like
They are comfy, but they used to be thick and they didn't comfortable at all.
Yeah.
When you put them on now, the sleeves are still boxy.
Yeah. And there's like the white around the edges where where it's like faded.
Yeah.
You know? Like there's the white right around that armhole.
And you put on like, can I wear this in public?
Yeah.
Can I wear this out?
a little boxy.
It's
a little bit of a ding dong,
boxy.
you know?
Yeah.
And it feels like it's been starched, but it hasn't. Why does it feel starched?
You said comfortable earlier, but I'm thinking no, they're
not.
chafe your nips.
They're not.
They're hard. And then like around the print on the front, there's like a little hole.
It's usually a Hanes beefy tee.
Oh yeah. A 50-50 or no.
Not even a
100% cotton.
100% cotton.
Yeah.
I was thinking beefy tee. What's the other one? Hefty? Was there a hefty?
There's a hefty. Yeah.
There was a beefy tee. They are your classic Gildan.
Yeah.
But you know the print is that kind that when the sun hits you, when
You can feel it on your chest.
it sticks to your chest.
Yeah.
When you're out like moving
It's
rocks
hot.
in a wheelbarrow.
It's hot on your chest.
Oh, also the pits are rotted out with deodorant stains and hard and kind of even after you wash it, it still kind of smells like armpit a little bit. You know what I'm talking about.
So wait. So this is you're getting these made like this, or is it bring your own? Top is bring your own.
Yep. Top is bring your own.
Yeah, bring your own band t-shirt.
BYOT.
Yeah,
Bring your own top.
and then that's really
Okay, so
about it.
So that's your attire.
Mhm.
So what's your end goal with this cult?
Dreadlocks,
Okay.
tie-dye t-shirt,
Okay.
still with the shorts, the
Right.
same shorts.
Yeah.
No socks.
Okay.
And that's about it.
No, but what is your
Not fashion. Not fashion.
What are you
No,
hoping to get out? Are you showing like fucking kids? Are you trying to kill people? Are you trying to
what is your
topple
bag?
the government?
Why am I joining your cult?
So I don't have to work. That's pretty much it.
Okay, here's the thing.
What are you telling people?
No, I guarantee you that was every fucking cult leader's first thought is like, I never want to work a job again.
It's just like some dude, some just dirty white hippie dude is just like, fuck, I'm so sick of this office job. You know what? I'm going to say that I talked to God.
All you have
I'm
to
gonna do that.
All you have to convince is
a vision.
you convince one rich guy first or girl, and they can invest in it. So you buy the compound, everything that makes you look legit as fuck. Then you start printing pamphlets, handing that shit out.
No, dude, this is where you start. This is where I get on a list. Okay? 2018, this is where you start. There's a whole lot of civil unrest going on right now.
Oh, for 100%.
All of it. You tap in on that, and you're like, bringing everyone together. You have meetings every week. How are we going to change the State of the Union? You know, how are we going to do this? You get like 7 or 8 people there, and you're like, you're the one up on stage talking about it. And you listen to everybody. You listen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then they invite people. Cool. All right. Got 12 people coming.
This sounds like church.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's same thing.
That's
Hey,
how
bring your friends next Sunday.
That's how it starts. And then you got yourself
God, that's so
you got yourself a little movement going. You have rallies every now and then.
Sure. Oh,
You know?
a revival.
a revival. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you start, you dabble in the religion real quick. You dip toe in, and you see where it goes from there. See if people are into it, and if they're not, take a different approach. So for this, we're gonna say they're into it.
I'm gonna hop in real quick.
Yeah.
This sounds like a Wednesday night youth group. That's what Wednesday night youth group was. There's a band.
Yeah.
It's gonna sound really rockin'.
Yep.
Bring them in. There's gonna be
Refreshments.
cookies,
Yeah.
refreshments.
That's how it starts.
But here's the thing. We're gonna get serious for a second.
Yeah.
Altar call.
The lights go down.
Lights go down.
Okay.
Altar call. GCD. Continue.
So you're having those rallies.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe you don't even have to fuck with the music anymore because no one really gives a shit about music anymore. They're gonna listen to it on Spotify. No one cares. Okay, fuck that. But then you start talking about, in this day and age, you just keep talking about politics, brainwash people with your politics. Then you start talking like, you know what? I know what we should do. Everyone's like, you know what? We've been hanging out for the past 6 months to a year. You do know what to do. And you're like, we're going to start a compound. We're going to move to New Mexico. There's not fucking dick in New Mexico. We're going to go to New Mexico. We're going to buy a plot of land. We're going to live over there. And then you just get hundreds and hundreds of people that way because they think you know how the government should be worked. Because right now, our government doesn't know how the government should be working.
But that's the way you get them in. You're like, we can start our own community where we all are a part of it. We are all important. It's all inclusive.
Yeah.
We can fill a fish pond. We can grow our own food.
Yeah.
We can make our own textiles.
Yeah.
We can do this all ourselves, guys.
You make a compound where you don't fuck with the government anymore. You pretty much you get them into communism without knowing that they are. You make a nice little socialist bubble off in New Mexico somewhere. And I'm setting up a death cult, right? So that's what I'm doing.
It always ends up the same way.
Is this your pitch meeting at the bank? But hold on. I'm setting up a death cult.
I'm setting up a death cult. So then you get hundreds of people off in New Mexico, far away from their families because they don't want to fuck with their families anymore because their families are the one that have got the government here.
Or your families are poisoned by the government. Your family, they're poisoned to you that you can't be a part of that.
Exactly. So give me all your
SPs, suppressive people.
Give me all your money, right? So that we can go buy this land in New Mexico. And they're like, yeah, totally. Because
you don't need your money or your property.
I need your money so that we can get this land.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I tell them like, oh, it's going to be this much money. And they're like, oh, here's all this money. It doesn't cost that much money. It's New Mexico. So we go to New Mexico and I am loaded with their parents' money, right? I'm rich as fuck. I'm rich, bitch. And then at the end of it, I'm just like, big protest, guys. Government's not changing. Nobody gives a fuck. You know what? Killing ourselves. And they're like, all right, takes some convincing. Takes a while.
Call that an exit strategy.
Yeah.
Well, no, your exit strategy, but you have to give them something, a reason to die.
Yeah.
Like the Hale-Bopp thing was, we're going to fetch this Halley's Comet. And they knew their science. It only comes around once every several hundred years. But on the tail end of this comet, you can't see it through a normal telescope, but there's a spaceship. And that's our one ticket out. So we have, but you have to.
How far fetched is that though?
You have to exit. Remember the creepy dude?
Yeah.
I remember Will Ferrell playing the guy on SNL, and like just doing it perfectly. That's when they did like that Nike commercial, fake commercial on SNL.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but people fucking bought into that shit.
Yeah.
But think about it, those are just the ones that you hear about on the news. There are cults all over that we'd never hear about.
Yeah.
And who knows what you're telling them? So you can tell them something like, if you got him in with religion, you say, no man knows the day or the hour. No. This is not about Jesus coming back. This is about us preemptively getting out and getting there. Because if we all join together, we can all ascend to heaven together and make our own. God's going to reward us in heaven.
Yeah, because if the government's not going to listen to us and Jesus isn't coming down, we're going to Jesus.
Yeah, we're taking this straight to the source.
Yeah, we're going to kill. We're going to. It's not even kill.
I really hope we haven't convinced a lot of people right now. To do
well, hey, you know what? We're just going to Uber to the afterlife.
Yeah.
No big deal.
It's fine.
I'm cool.
There's nothing left for us here. Our government doesn't care. Everyone's already left us behind. And you know what?
They've left God behind.
Yeah. They've left God behind. So we're going to go have a sit down with God. You know how we do that? We just political suicide, baby.
I love that band.
Yeah. And then if you're a real piece of shit, You
fuck some kids before that.
No.
I mean, that's a real piece of shit move.
When everyone else is killing themselves, you're like, I'm gonna do it too. I'm gonna do it in my room. No, you just take the money and you bounce.
They know.
Yeah.
And then you have a bunch of dead bodies and you go, see ya, bye. And
Government
you go
gets
off to
to fuck with
Argentina
that.
with the rest of the Nazis and go hang out there.
Yeah, super dope. So you went on a trip, right?
I did, yeah. Just now.
I went on a trip too.
Tell me about your experience. I heard you had something to share.
So, Josh, Robbie went to LA.
Yeah, he went to crazy LA.
I took a trip too.
Yeah.
I went to Margaritaville. No joke.
You went to Margaritaville?
The restaurant.
Where's there a Margaritaville in town?
Not in town. Not in this town.
Where'd you go?
Tulsa town.
They got a Margaritaville in Tulsa town?
I was living on Tulsa time this weekend.
Okay, so tell me about your Margaritaville experience. Because I went to a Jimmy Buffett themed restaurant a long time ago called Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Okay.
I want to know your experience.
Hold on. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
There was a restaurant called... Okay, I know about Margaritaville.
Yeah.
There was a restaurant. It was. It
was on Memorial, and I think it's where Rock and Brews is now.
Oh, they're just cycling through.
Cheeseburger in Paradise. I didn't get the reference when I went in. I didn't know that was the name of a song. Continue, sorry.
So Margaritaville
Yes.
is at a casino.
Oh, is it the Hard Rock?
No. It's the Riverwind.
Okay.
It's off the river. The old Arkansas River. They're in Tulsa. So it's attached to a casino, right? So we get out of the car, we park in the casino parking lot. Of course. It's a big,
Hold. So you were going specifically for the Jimmy Buffett themed restaurant, not to gamble.
My grandpa loves Jimmy Buffett.
Okay.
I don't hate him.
No.
At all.
Had some great, dare I say, some great tunes.
Dude, we'll talk about Jimmy Buffett here in just a second.
Yeah, I want to keep my fingers crossed on that one because I want to talk about that too.
Yeah, that's fine. So doors open up, and I have to walk through the casino to get to Margaritaville.
Well, of course, they're not going to put Margaritaville in your face. They want you to fucking put some money in them slot machines before you go get your goddamn chicken wings basket.
I didn't really understand what was happening because the doors open up, and I walk in, and I just smell coconuts and sunscreen.
Yeah.
We were talking about this
Smells
last
like
week.
paradise.
I was rock hard, dude, walking in. And there's
Literally?
there's girls like coming in from like fucking swimming because
Wait.
it's a resort.
Babes.
Babes.
Okay.
Because it's a hotel casino.
Do you think
resort.
they're hired babes?
No, they were with their family.
Okay.
Like, yeah, and so like I'm like walking through, seeing girls in bikinis, smelling coconuts and sunscreen.
Oh, yeah.
And then I walk into Margaritaville, which is some of the tables were in a pontoon boat they cut the bottom of the pontoon off. And it's a little stepway.
I'm going to say something just I have this. I like themed restaurants.
Dude.
I say that I don't, but I secretly I really like Rainforest Cafe. A part of me really likes that hacky shit.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
The whole restaurant was like, here's a pontoon boat. There's seats inside. You look up on the roof. It's a map of the world, right? World map with a replica of his own fucking plane hanging up on the ceiling.
Yeah, man.
He's got, he's looking for his lost shaker of salt.
Yep.
Wait, there's only pepper on the tables.
No.
That's the big secret. The big reveal.
It's even better.
It's that subversive.
So there's like a hurricane, right? On the world map.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. His salt shaker
is spinning in the hurricane.
Is literally painted on the ceiling, made out of clouds.
Is it in the Bermuda Triangle?
I didn't notice. I didn't
call it
pay
the
attention.
Bermuda Triangle
because it was right behind me, like on the ceiling, and I was just like, "Oh, cool." And so, but yeah, like the music that was playing, it was like Jimmy Buffett, the Beatles,
songs, yeah.
Jimmy Buffett, Bob Marley, Jimmy Buffett, Grateful Dead,
like Christopher Cross, anything like that, like Yacht Rock.
Oh, yeah. And I was just like, man, this is fucking wild. There's no way the food is good. I was wrong.
What'd you get?
I got fish and chips.
Fuck yeah.
And they had tartar sauce. That was a jalapeno tartar sauce. Fire, dude.
Good?
It was so fucking good.
That was the sound your butthole made
wait,
the
wait,
next day.
So again, as I asked Robbie
Yeah.
for this Gump experience, I'm sure there was a themed cocktail menu. Did you get a themed cocktail?
No.
Oh,
I got a land shark,
beer,
which is his beer that he owns now. He owns like half of land shark. And you know what?
It's Blue Moon for beach bums.
Dude,
Alliteration there.
it's actually, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot
Sure.
because I was kind of thirsty, and I was like, man, I just kind of want to pound a land shark because my grandpa loves land shark. That's the only beer he fucking buys.
I imagine, was he wearing a Tommy Bahama shirt?
My grandpa, no, but he was wearing the classic like hot rod dad T-shirt.
Yeah.
You know,
Was it
he has
tucked
a
in?
car on it. No.
My grandpa Fender
doesn't-
T-shirt,
Yeah.
like it's just the Stratocaster on the front
Oh,
of it.
dude, I got,
Life is full of choices.
yeah.
That's the worst.
I got my grandpa a Keeley Electronics shirt. He's only not worn it once in front of me since I got it for him.
That's sweet. That is sweet.
He loves the fact that I work at Keeley. He follows our Instagram now, follows our Facebook, talks about pedals to me all the time. He doesn't know anything about pedals. He's just like, hey, that one's really cool. Hey, this video is cool.
Hey.
Blah, blah, blah. Hey, did Robbie shoot that one too? Yes, he shot all
We
these
need to get
videos.
Aaron on
Sweetie.
Jimmy, but we need to get Jimmy Buffett on the artist page.
Dude, we do.
Dude, we send him a white sands.
The flame
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck yes, perfect.
Dude, he would dig it.
That is
So the
perfect.
food was good.
The food was good.
And I think the point being
my,
is...
my grandparents, real quick, last thing on the food. My grandparents, they got a shrimp po' boy. And it was stacked, dude. They were like, oh, this is kind of smaller than it was last time. Had fucking 14 like shrimp on this giant shrimp
smaller
po'
than
boy.
last time.
17,000 shrimp.
Yeah, I was like,
they had a piece of bread,
Yeah.
2 pieces of bread on a basket, and the guy
Yeah.
brought a fucking bucket out and just dumped shrimp on top of
and
it.
I was like, how many more shrimp do you need on the shrimp po' boy? Like, this is insane. They had,
shrimp sandwich.
and they like, you know,
Fried shrimp sandwich. Same thing I get at Gump's.
the fish and chips came with a side of their, it was chili lime slaw. It wasn't like your average.
I hate when they call it slaw, though. Just call it coleslaw.
Well, it's not. It wasn't
Wait,
coleslaw.
it's different?
There's
yeah,
different slaws, bro.
Yeah, there's different slaws.
There's
So
not one slaw to rule them all?
No.
No.
So a
Proceed.
coleslaw is like a wet sort of like it's made with like mustard and mayonnaise or something like that.
Okay.
Just regular slaw, like this slaw, had some salt, had some pepper, some lime juice, some chili powder-ish mixed in with your slaw.
Okay.
It was a fresh, nice, just crisp.
Yeah, crisp. Yeah.
It was so good. I was like, this is way better than I honestly, I figured it would be okay. I thought it'd be your casino food.
your typical slaw.
yeah.
Yeah, you're typically it. When I think of like through a themed restaurant, see, you never think the food's going to be good. You're going to pay too much for a beer, but it's the ambiance of the place. I think it started for me like because I never went to it, but I saw the commercials all the time for Molly Murphy's House of Fun and whatever it's called.
Which, if you're from Oklahoma and you're around our age, do yourself a favor, pull that up on YouTube. All the commercials are still on there, and it's fucking... Dude, it's creepy.
Insane.
It's creepy.
It's creepy because it's dark.
Yeah.
It's darkly lit, and it appears to be buffet style, but they had like
Jimmy Buffet style.
in
Have
your
you heard of
cars.
this place?
Huh.
Molly Murphy's House of Fun and
Fine Repute.
Fine Repute. Yeah.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
We'll watch it later. It's
great.
It's intense.
But I always wanted to go as a kid, but I was a kid and it closed down by the time I got old enough to drive anywhere.
I asked my dad about it because you sent me that commercial a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and I sent my dad the YouTube link, and he's like, "Yeah, I only went there once." He's like, I just don't get it. You go to a restaurant and the waiters are jerks to you, like they were like they played characters. They
They were in
dressed up.
costumes and shit, yeah.
They dressed
Okay.
up, and it was this weird like it was creepy.
Yeah.
In retrospect, it was really creepy. But he was like, "Yeah, I don't want to be treated crappy and like because some of the characters would treat you different and they'd be in character when they come up to you." There was like a Marilyn Monroe and kind of like that Pulp Fiction joint,
Yeah.
like a Humphrey Bogart and a Minnie Mouse and all these random
I remember
characters.
in the commercial
Weird.
seeing, I always saw it as a kid, and it wasn't until I started watching the cartoon The Tick. It's like a character, the Deflator Mouse looks like a person who's dressed up in the Molly Murphy thing. I'm like, is he supposed to be like a giant rat or like a bat?
Or the rat from like Beekman's World.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. The fucking, I could tell that rat always wanted to say fucking,
Yeah.
but he didn't.
That's so weird.
Fucking
Yeah,
science.
So I think the point of your story, Dylan, is you liked it. You had a good experience.
Yep.
You're going to go back.
I would.
Yeah.
You're a real parrot head at this point.
So hard. Yeah.
So, okay, I've had my fingers crossed on the Buffett. Not so much his music. I get it if I put myself in the island vibe. I get Jimmy Buffett. I get why he is the way he is. I would fucking love nothing better than to sit on a beach and drink fucking
Like a daiquiri.
daiquiri and have a parrot on my shoulder and just play an acoustic guitar.
Dude, he's drinking
and
his
a
own
fucking
margarita mix. Are you kidding
Just
me?
a giant margarita.
Yeah.
And you're laying on a fucking hammock and there's beautiful babes walking by in bikinis.
And your
a more
skin
alliteration.
is leather.
Yeah.
Just leather.
But
And-
they're still touching
and
it.
that's it. If people say like, well, you can't do that all the time. Like, yes, you can.
Dude.
You can do that every fucking day and it will never get old.
Yeah.
Not
Wait.
to me.
Dude, he wrote Jimmy Buffett has a fucking mate, okay? If anyone did it right, okay,
It's Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett. Because he was like, I'm going to make all these songs, they all sound the same. They all sound the same.
Same chord progression.
Yeah, some steel
They all
drums.
sound the
going
same.
on.
But every white person wants to go to the beach.
Mhm.
Every white person wants to own their own island, you know? And he was just like, I'm going to write the soundtrack for every time you do the thing you've always wanted to do the most.
Yeah, and I'm going to make all the money doing it. And
Yeah.
guess what I'm going to do? I'm living that life.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be fun? Wouldn't it be something if that was just like a facade and Jimmy Buffett just lived in like, Ohio?
Yeah.
He's like, that's a character. It's like
Yeah, I'm
Larry the
from
Cable Guy.
Detroit.
It's like,
Yeah.
I've never been to the fucking beach.
Yeah.
But hey, that's how you start a cult. And I think that the parrot heads
That's a cult.
might be a cult.
That's definitely a cult.
I'd
be.
love. I'm all in. Give
But
me
that's
a
the best
beach
cult.
hat. Give me a almost see-through white short sleeve button-up shirt.
Oh, and the
Give me a
khakis that
beach
are a little
shirt.
loose, but you roll them up to
Yeah.
your knees so you
Give
can
me
walk in
some-
that water.
Give me some flip-flops, man. Give me a beach. Give me a land shark, because I'm a parrot head. I'm so for it. Will be till
I need to
die
go to
now.
that fucking restaurant.
It's good.
I call that a taste of heaven on earth. You
Yeah.
know, I'm already there.
Yeah, it's good.
Hey, the ship has been set to sea.
Let it ride.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.